Hello, I'm ABXToyCat, and welcome back to episode 251 of my Minecraft Xbox Updated Ventures Let's Play. This is a Let's Play where I've been playing through the various updates that have come out for Minecraft on the Xbox 360, building stuff, killing stuff, and of course destroying stuff. And in this particular episode, I'm going to be doing something that vaguely counts as building because I wanted to make a man-made lake, and the reason for that is, kind of a fun one to admit, because it was maybe 100 episodes, 200 episodes ago now, but I built a boat slide thinking, oh, that'd be awesome, making the boats go super fast. And it also mean I could transport to the other side of the world by boat if I wanted to. And the idea was kind of good enough in theory, but I really didn't execute it very well because, as you can see, it started in a pretty good place, right next to the sky rail. But then as it comes down, not only does it change in gradient, because I didn't know what I was really doing there, but it also heads right here, where, as you can see, the water kind of cuts off pretty soon after. Like, it cuts off after about 10 more blocks. So you're going at these massive, massive speeds, and then what you used to fly right into an island. Then I decided, oh, the island must be the problem. So I blew up the entire island. I flattened the entire thing. This used to be a big, kind of mountain protruding out the ground, and instead, if the water just flowing across it like I figured it would, it instead fell all into this hole right here, because water physics don't work the exact way you might figure they would, because, sometimes when you want water, when you don't want water, sorry, it will just, start making source blocks and reproducing like crazy, and sometimes when you want water, you end up with a boat trapped in the hole, with slightly floating above nothing. So yeah, I figured I would show you exactly some of the tips I picked up when it comes to making a thing, and also talk about motivation, because just before I started recording this episode, I was just playing around Minecraft being like, I'm a little bit unmotivated, and I decided I wanted to talk about motivation, which is funny because technically that means I'm motivated to talk about motivation, but yeah, I want to talk about that a little bit to maybe help someone out there, because I kind of had a big motivation problem when I was younger, and I thought, and I guess I still kind of do, but yeah, I want to talk about that a little bit. But first of all, let's start talking about the the water thing. So also, like, if you do like it, it's all cool stuff. But yeah, basically the way you can create water is, one, by making it so so this is so you can make water make itself, because there are two ways to make water. One is to manually place it wherever you want, so I could place water here, place water there, and then just so on and so forth, and then wait for it to just reproduce. The second one is to just make it make itself, and that's the much easier method. And basically, I'll just, it's easy to show you this one. If we get rid of all these blocks right here, and then we get rid of all the blocks over here, you'll see what will actually happen is the water will actually just start combining together, and the sources will make themselves. And it's kind of like DIY water. The water just makes itself, and it's pretty magic like that. But I figured I'd explain the exact an easy way to just make this happen, and like an easy way to think about it. What you want to do is you want to have water coming in from two separate directions. So that water's coming in from the right to the left, and this water's going to come from where I am forwards. And as you can see, every time I do that, it creates a new line of source blocks, because I forget that, it's easy enough to explain if you want to look at it, but the easiest way to think about it is just have water come from two directions, and you get lots and lots of source blocks. So as we remove all of this right here, because it's still coming in from the left there, and now it's coming from this direction, we're going to make a bunch of sources, and it makes a big part of this thing go a lot easier. But yeah, that's just kind of tip one. Tip 2 is make sure that wherever the water's going is actually flat. As you can see, the biggest problem with this little crater right here is the fact that, as you can see, it just, all the water flows in from, up there, and then as soon as it hits a ground that's not on the same level as it, it flows downwards. So if we place this block here, you can see, and then we'll place another one just over there. You'll see the water, well, it would go a little bit further if it was actually able to, but you can see instead of, going into the hole, it can go further. The same thing over here. If we actually make this slightly flatter, it can actually go in the right place. And I think it's something that seems slightly counterintuitive, because in real life it's not really so true, but the way water works in Minecraft is it will just flow into the nearest hole, and that means if there's a hole, it won't keep flowing forward over the hole as well as into it, meaning if you want to make, something that's deeper than this, in certain areas, you have to make it all the same area first, and then go after that. So if you want it to be, the whole thing to be 4 blocks deep, you have to kind of make it all that same height, and it's kind of tricky the way you do things, but basically what I recommend is if you want to make a man-made lake, man-made pond, whatever, and you want to just, make the whole thing make itself rather than make it manually, try and make it 1 block tall. It will make your life significantly easier, and yeah, that's pretty cool like that. So as you can see, the whole thing's just slowly, as I place these last, few blocks here, and actually let them source themselves up, you can see the whole thing's now turned into sources, and now, because I really want this clay right here, because I'm collecting all the clay in my real world, I can actually go ahead and collect the clay, and there's no problems. But if I did this before there was water, I would just give myself a whole world of problems to deal with that, I don't really like whole worlds of problems. I much prefer, tiny problems, the ones you can solve by being like, oh, I'll just push the problem slightly. But yeah, let's talk about motivation while we do the rest of this, because a lot of this is just, destroying the borders of this thing and trying to get water across the whole thing, and then we'll try and deal with that big old hole over there, which is, it's going to be its whole own problem. But yeah, let's talk a bit about motivation, because the funny thing about, like, motivation and getting things done is I was really, really bad at it growing up, like, as a teenager, as a child, I guess. I never really understood, and I guess no one really ever tells you, that being motivated isn't just the natural state of being for most people. Most people get things, or getting things done, I should say. It's something that people don't just do because they want to do all the time. I guess it's not the natural state of being for people to just get things done. I don't know, let's think of people who do important things. Like the guy at Tesla, he doesn't just, wake up in the morning and then he'll realize it's like 3 p.m. and he's like, I just went to 6 meetings and just, I don't know, revitalize the space industry. Darn it, I didn't even realize what I was doing. No, it is something you have to set out to do, and that's something, I don't know, no one really ever tells you, and maybe it's just, something everyone else naturally assumes, but the way it looks to someone who's, not really that motivated is just, everyone does it. I don't have that gene that's motivated, so I'll just keep doing what I want to do. And I guess the way you describe what I do is like following the path of least resistance, where it's like, if I can get away with doing something easier, I'm going to try pretty hard. And just, to tell you some stories about just how, dedicate. I guess I was very motivated to getting very little done, because during school, this would happen, because I grew up at the time where, like, electronic systems were cool and they wanted to put them in. Basically, the school I was at from age 13 to age age like 16, although I was there for sixth form for a bit. But, I was there for like 3 years, basically, for school. Basically, just as I came in, they implemented an electronic detention system. And the idea behind this is that, if you make teachers, set their own detentions, do their own detention, I should say. So if you're in science class and you do something bad, and the teacher's like, you're going to have to stay behind half an hour, she then has to stay behind half an hour. And most teachers aren't, that dedicated to the cause, where it's like, I'm going to punish myself to punish this child. So they'll try and come up with a reason to let you off, or they'll just say, we'll do this some other time, or they'll just use it as a threat. They'll threaten you with detention, and they just won't ever give it to you. And all those systems are bad. You need the child to learn, or you need the young adult or child, or whatever age, the correct definition is. You want them to realize that, there are consequences. When we say this is going to happen, it's going to happen. So they made an electronic system. And they had a bunch of levels, and each level corresponded to some bad, negative thing. So I think a level 1 was just a warning, maybe. Yeah, level 1 was just a warning, but it was on the system, so they could track it and probably use it for some nefarious purposes. Level 2 was like a really short, I think it was a 10 or 15 minute detention. Level 3 was a 30 minute detention. Level 4, it went up the chain basically until I think you got to level 6, where they took you to, it was an 8-hour detention or something ridiculous, and it was during school hours. So we had a shorter day for some reason on one day of the week. I still don't know the reason behind that, but our school had a short Tuesday, and instead of being from 9 to 2 like everyone else, you'd stay from 9 to 5 inside a room doing nothing, and it's almost prison-like, and I don't know how that's like an allowed thing, but that was that was level 5 or level 6 or whatever. But basically, what I actually managed to work out is because you would get a level 3, a 30-minute detention for not doing homework. I didn't like doing homework because, to me, it always felt like the teachers were trying to make you... when I got home, that was my time. I do what I want with it. Don't try and tell me it was student teachers. So, basically, I came up... I realized, I would rather do, the 30-minute in-school detention than I would go home and do the whole thing. However, because they had the system where if you didn't go to a detention, that you got one of these, it would just reschedule you on the next level. So, if you got... if you missed the level 3 in this example, you'd get a level 4 detention, which is slightly longer, but they'd give you a schedule for that, and if you miss that, you can do that. And I really like the system because it means you kind of, if you really want to not do something, you can just take the punishment later. But basically, I realized a loophole because I'd even procrastinate and like go into detentions, being like, I'll do it some other time. I'll take the bigger detention. I don't want to do it today. I'm not really feeling like a detention today. And basically, I'd end up in what I'd actually end up doing there is I'd end up to the next level, and I wouldn't go to the level 4 one, and it'd go up to level 5. And for some reason, there was actually a glitch in the system, which I only I discovered reasonably early on. And then once I discovered it, they didn't patch it in for like a year or two. But basically, there was a glitch in the system where if you had a level 3 that escalated to level 4 to a level 5, once it hit level 6, and then you missed that, or because it was all automated by the system, no one was checking it, it would actually vanish because if you don't go, they assume everyone has to go to these really serious things, so it just vanished right off the system. Basically, I've used that loophole quite a bit because the teacher would be like, I'm going to give you level 3. It's like, I think I deserve one, and I'd end up missing that, and basically it meant that even though I did maybe 3 pieces of homework the entire 3 years I was at that school, I went to something like 5 detentions. It was only when they caught on to the loophole because someone went through the system to check for this stuff that they realized, like, wait a minute, they just vanish off the system if you miss them. So that was just how dedicated I was. That was a very long story to tell you that, but basically I just wanted to kind of just in case anyone's in the same boat where it's like, I just don't feel like doing anything. I think something we should maybe teach or maybe like let people know is that it isn't normal to feel motivated. Like, it is, it's something you can make normal, but I don't think it's the natural state of being. If you're, I don't know, if it's something you kind of have to create yourself, a work ethic, if you will. Like, I think a work ethic is correct. Where you have to be like, yeah, I want to work for some times, and I want to have leisure some other times. Because if you're just sitting here playing video, if you're just sitting here playing video, that's me. But if you're just doing, I play Hearthstone when I'm procrastinating or just doing nothing, because it's just a game I absentmindedly play and do something else vaguely. When I'm just sitting there doing that, it's like, yeah, I'd like to do this forever. I'll do this all day, every day. I'll just I'll just stop doing YouTube and just play video games all day. And as reasonable a suggestion as it can seem at the moment, that's not actually, not only is it not feasible, not normally people can quit their job and just play video games all day, but I mean like literally just. I guess watch TV all day is a better example, because you could argue I play video games my job for most of the day, but you know what I mean. But you can't just quit your job and watch TV all day. You can't quit your job and just I don't know, eat lasagna all day. These aren't viable options. And, not only are they not viable, but they're not what your brain wants. Like, I think we need to teach that working is something that's tricky. It's something you're going to have to teach yourself to do, but it's something that's worth learning. Like, I think work ethic is it's like a valid skill that we don't really teach anyone to do. It's something we just hope everyone picks up by themselves. And I wish someone had just said to me, people have problems working. People don't actually want to work. And I'd be like, wait, really? And then maybe I'd have done more stuff. So that's the kind of vague message I've been trying to get across here. If you ever basically try and teach yourself in the mornings you're productive, in the evenings you have leisure. Because if you too much work and no play makes a dull jack boy, but too much play and no work makes an unemployed guy sitting on his sofa eating lasagna, watching TV, and maybe playing the odd game of Hearthstone. That's the phrase I'm going to coin this week. I think that's pretty catchy, right? All play and no work makes a guy watching TV, eating lasagna, and playing Hearthstone. Yeah, that's catchy. That'll catch on. But yeah, that's that's the vague point I wanted to make today. Just if you're in school and that the story I told about detentions and about homework and stuff like struck a chord of you, and you're like, yeah, that describes me quite a bit. Hopefully, you're like, yeah, okay, then. No, like, I think homework is a really bad example. I think homework isn't something that'll benefit you, but maybe learn a skill. Maybe, revise for stuff. Like, I think I revised. This is such, I'm so glad that I just scraped through with that, because in the UK we have GCSEs, and they're like grade. I think, you can get anywhere from like an A to a G, but like most people consider C plus or, C to A pass. I just scraped by like 2 marks in a bunch of subjects, a C. So, a good passing grade. And it's like, I wish I'd have just revised, and because, in there's so many tiny factors that could have led me to missing out on 2 marks and then ruining everything. And yeah, just pro tip, but somehow find motivation. For everyone it's different. Some people it's thinking about the reward. Some people it's thinking about, if I do this, then I'll be this person then, and I can pursue my dream career of being a dog doctor. That's a thing, right? Oh, I guess a vet. I don't know why dog doctor is the first set of words that come to my mind to describe that, but. Yeah, basically, if you have problems being motivated, just try and find a way around it. I think some of it for me was being depressed at the time, because I struggled with depression in high school, but or up school. But like it's something you need to whatever the solution to the problem is, you do need to. You do need to work on it at some point. I mean, as easy as to procrastinate the solution to procrastination, it's something like that. And something I think, that should be said is, at least for me, the natural state of being is procrastination. Like, for some people, it's like, getting this cool thing done, and they have to teach themselves not to work. I think that's a problem that you really don't have to worry about yourself having. I think as long as you can keep yourself working on something and enjoying that working feeling, once you really get something cool done for the first time, you're like, wow, that feels awesome, and go chase the feeling. That's what I'm trying to say here. I think I'm just going to rail over the same points if I don't move on from here. So yeah, that's that. So by the way, if you're wondering, I'm going to get some more dirt because I ran out. I thought 2 stacks would be enough, but I think 2 more stacks should probably do this. And then we can do the boat slide at the end, because that's what I know you're all thinking of. At least that's what I know the back of my brain's thinking of, which I choose to believe is the representation of the audience in this series. But yeah, so just some fun stories about school, about how I was just, really, really committed to screwing the system, because that's kind of what I did. I figured I'd just tell you about when I was in middle school, because in middle school, again, like, I went through school just as, like, the technological, like, I guess as the internet became big, and that's why I've always worked on the internet, because I grew up, I think, almost the perfect time where the internet is this really fertile place to, a lot of people don't appreciate just how much there is in the internet. Like, there are places where if you want to do something, and you want to get paid for it, and it's a skill you can do over the internet, you can make a career out there, and that's something that's awesome. Like, if you don't know, before YouTube, I not only own my website where I sold advertising, but I did writing, and it's something that you can just, if you want to do something, you can. But anyway, let's start focusing on something a little bit irrelevant to that, which is actually going to be I guess it's not relevant to that, but basically, the fact that when I was in middle school, they introduced a system called SAM Learning. You might even recall this if you're in the UK. I bet it's still around, but it was called SAM Learning. Yeah, it was called SAM Learning. I got that right. And basically, the idea behind it was that, teachers, instead of selling their own homework, kind of the same system where they don't want teachers to have to do it, they could just say, oh, do lesson 4 on SAM Learning. And the thing about this thing is it would, it would give them, notification of how many hours you did of each subject a week. So they could be like, okay, so you got an hour of this a week. However, the system, I don't know, I think it was a really bad programmer that implemented this. Instead of actually tracking how many hours something was worth or how many hours you did on it, instead, what it would end up doing is the system instead just tracked, I think it was like every single test you did, or every single subject you did a test for would give you 1/6 of an hour. So I think that would be 10 minutes, but it registers like 0.16 hours. And I realized, okay, then every single test on the site is worth the equivalent 1/6 of an hour. No matter how long, no matter how short it is, every single test will give you that. So I actually ended up, because there was also a prize for that, like the school had a prize for like whoever did the most hours on SAM Learning to, make it competitive, which horrible idea, because no one's gonna be like, yeah, I did the most homework, I feel cool. Like, in fact, that was kind of the worst bit about the whole thing, because they did a public award for it, so it's like everyone's, like, I had to explain to everyone that I kind of cheated the system, because I realized that, I think it was religious education, RE, they actually had this test that was something like 4 questions long, and it was really, really basic, it was like on, religions and stuff, and although I didn't understand it at first, I realized that 4 questions, I just learned these 4 answers, and I can, because, there was no penalty for repeating the test, I did the test over and over again, and I spent maybe like 40 minutes, one time a week, and I actually ended up with something like, I think it was something ridiculous, like 70 hours in SAM Learning over the entire year, and it meant that I actually won the prize for most hours put into the system. And basically, why have a prize for that? Why have a prize for that you have to show everyone? Because a lot of people, people are like, wait, why did you spend that much time there? And I was like, I used a glitch, and yeah, it was like that. And second of all, when I tried to tell a teacher that there was this really big exploit, they're like, you're not abusing that, are you? You know that would get you a detention. And I was like, oh no, I'm not abusing it. I just thought it was worth knowing. It's like I definitely do everything legitimately. That's the second story I have to tell about abusing systems. I think it is pretty cool that I grew up just during the phase where technology was new, but like no, all the teachers in school obviously had no idea like how to use it or how to abuse it, and I guess maybe I have a career in like breaking systems. I think it is called like ethical hacking, where you try and I guess that's hacking a system, but like trying to abuse a system is something I'd like to believe I'm quite good at. Whether that's a thing to be proud of or not is something I guess we'll have to decide. Is this stone or is it clay? It's definitely stone. But yeah, so as you can see, we've mostly finished up this entire kind of lake thing now. I don't know if you call it a lake or if you call it what, but as you can see, it used to be an island, then it used to be a flatland, and now it's a big lake. We've got this thing missing here, we need to fix that up. But for the most part, I think we've done pretty good here. I think we've got the key thing we need to have done. We probably need to break that crafting table at some point because it's in the middle of the ocean. But the most important thing we need to do... Also, we just left the boat down there, I realised. I covered up the entire hole, but then left the boat. That's probably a big mistake. But yeah, one thing I need to do is I need to lead a boat down here. So I hope there is a boat up there, because if there's not, I'm going to have to chop down a tree or something. But yeah, let's pray there is, because I need a boat. But I think it's pretty cool growing up in the technology revolution, because it meant I got to do that stuff. But if you are in school right now, I generally, like, I'm not going to say the thing where people are like, stay in school, revise, do your homework. Doing your homework, honestly, I think if you're not doing it already, I don't think there's any reasonable reason you should switch to it. If you're doing it, don't switch to not doing it. But I think stuff like revising before tests that decide the future of your life, that stuff is something that I would recommend. So, yeah, pro tip for life, revise before a test that determines the rest of your life. So, what I actually need to do here, because I can't find a boat, actually, wait, oh no, that's a minecart life I had down there. There's actually a tree over there, and it's going to break my heart to chop down the tree, but I think it's the closest tree. Yeah, because I've chopped down pretty much all the tree. Oh wait, there's a tree over there. Should I go get the tree? Let's go to the tree, just to see what the path from there to here to there's like, because that's an important little thing there. So, yeah, basically, I was okay. Let's do that. So, yeah, the only time I actually picked up motivation in my life was actually like probably just so. My first year of my first year of sixth form, where it's non-compulsory education. The teachers, because it's non-compulsory, they don't care if you show up or not. And I got this loophole. It's like they don't care if I'm there. That means that I don't have to go. Oh, that's awesome. And I just end up like not going to a bunch of stuff. The time I actually picked up motivation was I think it was just at the end of my second year of non-compulsory education, where I was like, this actually feels pretty good when you're working towards something that's important, and maybe I'll do more of this. So yeah, I'm glad I did pick that up. I still think there's also, I'm going to make a second boat, because I think it's 5 planks for a boat, so we get 3 bits of wood. That's 2 boats, instead of 2 bits of wood making 1 boat. But yeah, so let's, I guess we need to get to sleep first, and then we're going, let's go down and let's do a night boat thing. And let's see just how fast we can go, because if I recall, you either go really fast on that thing, or your boat breaks on the slide. So, let's hope it's the first one, not the second one. Also, I guess we're going to have to go up by the boat slide, because it's really tricky to get back up there from here. Yeah, in fact, actually, yeah, we can go to sleep, then we'll take the ladder up there. That's probably a logical order. No, actually, night raid. I'm very, very indecisive, you might notice. So yeah, we'll climb the ladders there. If you're wondering, by the way, because if you're wondering why this mountain is like the way it is, basically it's because I just wanted to get to the top in as easy way possible, so I just kind of made ladders wherever it was. And I think it really, like, this might be a good building tip, or maybe it's not, but I think having a ladder which kind of goes up multiple parts of a mountain is a lot better than just having it go up, like, entirely straight. It just feels a lot cooler to me, but that's just my personal little opinion here. But finally, we're at the top, well, we're at the top now, and we can actually make the boat. So, we'll leave one up here, because I do have the little pool, just for storing boats. And then we'll ride one down, and there's a good chance it will... Wait, did I not... Okay, I made it in wood already. I was like, where's the wood? So, I believe it's in transport. There's 4 blank spots here, and I wonder if they'll ever be filled. I really do. But, yeah, let's make 2 boats. Put one on... I guess we'll put just one down right there, so it's always ready. And then we'll put one down on this, and then push it as we go. So, we need to be right in the middle here, because if we go too far to the left or right, we'll try and over-adjust, and it'll go badly. So, yeah, let's do this. This is what the boat slide looks like. Oh yeah. Oh, slowly go over. I'm trying not to move my left stick at all. I will give it another little tap. Eat some potato, and then go third person. Okay, third person doesn't actually look so good in this. Yeah, let's do this. Okay, there we go. So you can see this is me not doing anything with my left stick. It just picks up speed at a pretty cool rate, and it doesn't actually go as fast as I remember, maybe. Oh no, we're going to have to adjust to the left, and we broke it. But yeah, so every, like, it's got like a 50% success rate. That's a good rate, right? Okay, let's just really try this again. I feel like I built that up too much for me to just die halfway down the slide with no speed. This time I'm just going to go full throttle forwards, and hope that the forwards momentum stops it going left or right. Because this thing, admittedly, like, because of the gradient of the whole thing, it is a little bit poorly built. I will admit I didn't really think about gradients or anything like that as I was designing it. So it's something I probably should. Let's just break the boat, and then let's position it dead forwards here, and yeah, that's what we'll do. So let's try this again. Can Toycat actually make his own thing work? Okay, just straight forwards, go flying off the edge. Okay, see, look, this speed, not as much as I actually remember. I guess the boat traveling system used to work a little bit differently, but I don't actually feel like I'm going that fast. Like, I'm going down the boat slide, but there we go. Okay, that's the speed we're talking about. It's not actually that fast. Okay, well, I entirely imagined everything. Maybe the boats used to go faster and I just am not anymore. But this definitely feels faster than a normal boat goes. Maybe I do have extra speed. Maybe I don't. Either way, yeah, this is the boat way. That's the boat slide. And I guess we'll just leave some boats along the side in case mine break. They're like emergency boats. So yeah, I hope you did all enjoy this episode of my Minecraft Xbox Updated Adventures Let's Play. If you did, like it and let me know. Share it if you really liked it, and subscribe if you're new around here. I make videos like this every single day on my channel, and if subscribed, you'll see them daily on your homepage. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you all in the next video. Have a nice day, and goodbye.